Cheers. Cheers,
Cheers,
boys.
guys. Caesar, thank you so much again for having us, man. Cheers for the Grizzly talk and Between Pods collab, man.
Hell yeah. There you go.
I know, bro. Thank you for the hospitality, man, for real.
Welcome back, guys. My name's Caesar. Jack Jameson's not here, but this is Between Pods, where you come to us when you're waiting on your favorite show to upload. Today's a special episode. First one of the year. Damn, dude, I'm excited. Hold on. I'm still not going to show, but hold on. We have Grizzly Talk in the building. Grizzly Talk? Pod? Grizzly Talk.
Grizzly talk.
All right, so with that being said, go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Man, well, thank you guys. Thank you guys, huh? I'm used to doing it already.
Yeah. No, go ahead. That'll be kind of amazing. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, well, thanks for having us, man. One of the co-hosts at MIKE.ON.THE.MIKE.
Luis, aka FYRFILMS, thank you so much for having us, Caesar, here. We've been, how long have we been waiting to make this happen?
Jeez, months, guys.
And here we are.
Oh, and then it's your boy, David Alvarez F.
Oh, man. Grizzly Talk in the building, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
Amazing. It just sucks that my co-host, Jack Jameson, couldn't be here, but, it is what it is. Oh, my God. Just seeing you guys here right now, it's amazing. Because I know we talked off camera. We talked, in the streets because we're active. Nah, just kidding. Calm down. But it's like, damn, guys. It's amazing having you guys here in between pods.
Man.
So, I don't know. Who wants to start?
What did you think when we walked in here? But you're like, man, they're even more handsome on camera than in
No,
camera.
right. So, okay. Hold on, let me gleeze you guys a little bit. So I watch your guys' episodes, right? When you guys drop an episode, I'm watching it, and just like the way that you're on camera, it's like, dude, when I see you, it's like I'm watching you through a screen. It's crazy. When I see you guys, it's like I'm watching you through a screen, but it's all personal right now. It's crazy. So it's like, let's start with Grizzly Talk.
How it all came about?
Yes.
Man, well, it's kind of crazy because apparently, me and David, we used to live together, and apparently maybe through a drinking conversation, I told him, yeah, I've always wanted to start a podcast. And fast forward 2 years later, he just sends me a DM and he's like, should we start a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, we should do it, right? And then this guy just ran with it. And now he's sending me all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah, so it was a year later, but so I used to live with him, like he said, and we would always drink.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say that too, like a little closer to the mic. My bad, guys.
Yeah, so we used to live together.
There you go.
And back when we would drink, with all his friends, because he used to host a lot of barbecues and stuff, we'd just be sitting down and he'd be like, "This would be a tight podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, it would be a tight podcast." And then I just started seeing Ty Lopez. He's just promoting do you want me on your pod? I'll blow your shit up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I just sent it to him. I was like, is this a sign? He's all like, yeah. Or maybe the next day I started looking online everything for podcasts. I just sent it to him, sent him couches, and we're all like, let's just do it. A week later we were rolling, I think.
we bought the equipment, and first podcast was actually filmed on my iPhone.
Nice.
Yeah,
And-
we ran into storage issues and all of that sort of stuff.
And
right away.
how I came in the picture was that following summer, I hadn't been posting nothing on my personal Instagram because I was to go back in history, back in 2020, I wanted to do video production and videography with drones, but it ended up happening because of the pandemic and all that sort of stuff. So I delayed it. So when they were making their podcast, I was already starting to do my sort of thing. So when I seen them, I hit them up, and I was like, dude, I'm doing video editing and video production. And so we linked up, and we just started making it happen.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was another drunk conversation.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was actually during UFC 300 where we're having it at was it UFC 300?
It was one of the UFCs. But
Yeah.
then he was hosting another barbecue, and as soon as I walk in, he's all like, hey, Luis said that he's doing videography. Like, he's starting to do videos and editing. I was like, oh, shit, we should probably get him to edit. And then another drunk conversation. I told him, oh, are you down? And he's all like, yeah. And then I talked to Mikey. And then Mikey's all like, what'd he say? We should talk to him tomorrow. I was like, nah, let's give him the option right now.
Yeah.
And we just yelled at him, Luis, are you in or out?
You were
I
like,
was just like,
you were like,
I'm in.
you had said, you're like, I don't know, I have something going on, but I'll tell you in a week. David was like, no, it's now or never.
That's
Yeah, they pushed me.
Hey, he pushed me too, though, which is the
him
crazy
into it.
part.
But that's one thing I appreciate about them too. Above everything, that is their ethic to be able to work as hard as they have.
Yeah.
This whole time. I mean, from the very beginning, it was just like as soon as we sat down and had those conversations, everything just started happening week after week after week to the point to where we're at now, which is just an incredible
Journey, yeah.
journey on how fast this thing came to be.
Man.
I think first episode he came in, the following one already got us into Hot Girl Halloween.
Uh.
And boom, everything just blew up.
We started making connections and everything like that. But, a lot of people gave us our first chance,
That's amazing. Shout out to all those people, because like
Yeah.
it's hard. Because okay, not to stop you guys, but guest, you guys are back to back to back, which is amazing. Shout out to you guys, and I'll give you this for guest, because it's hard, right? It's hard. Like to me, I reached out to my first. I'm like, ooh, I feel like this person is on the come up. Let's bring him in, and like we kind of like talked a little bit through DM, but it never like it fell off, right? And then a couple months later, I saw him. Well, a person, whatever. I'm not gonna say no gender, but I already did. But it's like I seen him on another podcast because he blew up right after that. Like after like we fell off or like the communication is like, oh well, our schedules are not like adding up or coming together. So like, oh, I just hit him up next time. But then a couple weeks after, he showed up. I seen him on another podcast. Or two other different podcasts. I'm like, oh, dude, that's cool. Like, that's what I want to do, though. Like, I want to bring people in and expose what they're doing, right? Like, if it's with me or with somebody else, it doesn't matter. Like, if they're doing good, like you guys are doing amazing, and it's all love. Like, I feel like for the longest time, I felt like it was just me doing a podcast in Fresno area, right? Let me ask you, who else do you know that has a podcast?
No.
Oh yeah, like
and we know a few in the Central Valley, but not in the Fresno
right?
area, not in
Yeah.
Fresno
So
area.
that's one of the things that we wanted to do that was a little bit different is we have seen like certain podcasts around like in Fresno or the Central Valley.
Okay,
But
that's
I feel
cool.
like some of them are like mainly niche specific. Like they'll be like, real estate or they'll be like fitness or kind of niche specific.
Like
more
specific,
so.
yeah.
So we want to do a little bit something more to kind of give like the culture a chance to have a platform here. And
Yeah.
it's cool now because that's kind of where we ended up running with everything. And like now people will DM our like podcast and
That's
and
amazing.
ask, like-
That's goals right there. When they're DMing you, like, hey, what's up? Let me get in, right?
yeah, it is cool. We get some interesting stuff in there too.
Yeah, man.
It started really as it was like about business, right? And just basically teaching people business stories and bringing that sort of in people. But then it turned out to be sort of like a culture shock, where the first episode that we came across or made, almost instantly it became a thing where we're part of the community, and we were just trying to really bring anybody in the community that was willing to come on.
Yeah, whether you're doing something here in Fresno or you have a business or you have an interesting story or you have some sort of influence, like we just want to bring all those sorts of people.
Say that
on
to the
here.
camera, yeah, man. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes. Well, you know what? For that, there's gonna be a lot of pauses, right? Because so let's start with I want to talk about guests that you guys have. I know there's a lot, but your first guest, do you guys remember that one?
Yeah, it was actually a guy that I went to high school with. And he was actually, it's crazy because he's a year younger than me, but he was actually my first mentor. And it's crazy to say that because he put me on to like trading and getting into investing and all sort of that stuff. Because I remember I had a very specific like mindset. I was going to go to college. I was going to get my degree and I was going to go live that white picket fence life, you know? But I feel like that doesn't really exist anymore. But he really opened my eyes to really know that there's something bigger than that.
Right.
And then so that's when I started chasing that dream and when I started going after entrepreneurship. And
Nice.
so he came on. He had a really good story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My first one was with the real estate guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Victor.
Shout out, Vic.
Oh, dude.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Victor.
They gave me
for
like
real.
a 30-minute heads up, and if you look closely, like my heart was coming out of my chest, bro. I was nervous as can be.
So okay, so what I noticed is that Luis, right? Films. Or what is it? Fire Films. My bad. I'm sorry.
I know, it's
I
okay.
butchered. So you like to come halfways of the episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually something that I like personally. I don't know about other viewers, but since I'm like, I support you guys, I watch your guys' episode, I like that because like we got Mike on the mic, right? Coming in softly, like he knows what he's talking about, and then he gets the guest, like okay, like gets the guest going, and then David over here just chilling, like hit him with the 1-2, right? Right, with the questions. And then here comes Fire Films, like, all right, so I'm right here. Like, you have your own set, yes. Where it's like you come in and then there was, okay, I'm going to be kind of specific with the girl you guys just had.
Adri.
Yeah, shout out to her, shout out that episode.
Big
Shout out
yeah,
Adri.
big shout out Adri.
So you came in and you made it deep, which shout outs to her. She went on with it. She was very open and vulnerable, right? So it was like, damn, dude, like for people to come in and feel that comfortable with you guys at Grizzly Talk, that's amazing.
And that's kind of what he told me too. Basically, the whole idea with me coming in at halftime is that, at least that's what I call it.
Yeah.
Is that I'm a little bit more of a ADHD where I lose attention fast.
Yeah.
So I need to be asking different questions. Like whatever I'm curious about, I just ask it. And then typically I'm like sitting in the on the bench, just coming up with questions on my phone. And then when I come on, I just ask them.
That was actually my next question. Was like, for the first 40 minutes, where you at? Like
in the bench listening. Just,
behind camera, just right there. Also,
the only episode that I messed up on was on Anthony's Tacos. Shout out to them though.
Shout out to
Anthony's
Anthony Tacos. I seen that episode too.
On that one was the only one where I was downstairs because I wanted to see it. I was kind of experimenting on how it would be to just come in randomly, but then I asked questions that were already asked, and so that didn't go so good.
So was that the one where you're like, "Hey, Luis, you want to come?"
Yeah,
was that it? That was funny.
Well, because it was, we kind of had to throw like an audible on that one, huh? Mm-hmm. And then what happened was the camera started rolling, and the setup that day was a little off.
Yeah.
So where we have the studio, Luis couldn't get in the room without getting in front of the cameras. We had already started rolling, and then so he had to he had to step out, and so he was waiting. But I'm like, I know he wanted to come on the pod, and we at that time we hadn't figured out the whole you're gonna come in at halftime. It was just kind of like at first it was just like, who are we gonna have on this episode? Is it just gonna be me and David, or is it gonna be me and Luis? Who do we think is gonna connect with the guests the most? And so over time, like, we've kind of figured it out a little bit more, and then we just fill it out. So like if you notice on Adri's pod, I stepped out instead of David because I feel like they had a dynamic, and then so I think you were gonna hop out, and he kind of started getting hot in the conversation. So I was like, hold on here, I'll hop out, and Luis came in, and they killed it, you know, like.
No, and he was able to recognize that moment, you know, because like I come from a crazy background, right? So I can connect a lot better with those sort of kind of conversations better. And
can I say trauma or what? Is it trauma or what?
Just I wouldn't say.
I have a lot of trauma, so it kind of like that's what I felt from what you said. But what would you call it though?
They know me. They know a lot of my background.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was the vulnerability.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The vulnerability.
My background just comes from a crazy place. Like if even from the start of my life, I've always had like a crazy family.
Yeah.
Just that sort of a background, just wild stories, that sort of stuff.
Nah, I get it.
And then David was, able to bring that vulnerability as well to kind of connect a little bit better than I was able to as well.
Because I'm a vulnerable guy.
Yes, you are. Since you mentioned backgrounds, like, where do you guys so before Grizzly Talk, how did your character came about?
I feel like it kind of, well, at least me, I feel like kind of me as a,
because I know you mentioned you're like the guy. I'm sorry, the first guy at the episode. He helped you a lot, right, to become a little bit. But it's like, let's talk like growing up. Like, what made
Yeah. So my family actually owned a restaurant for like my whole life up until I turned 18. We actually sold it back in 2016. I was 18 at the time. So I grew up in that customer service industry. So I'm a pretty social person. I like talking to people. And then I just have that general interest. So I feel like that kind of role just kind of, was appealing to me as well. Because I like they'll know. I'll ask some selfish questions sometimes where I'm asking for me. And, but I just get that opportunity. But, I grew up in the customer service industry like my whole life. As soon as I could bust tables, interact with, customers, I was doing it. And then, transforming into, I graduated high school. I ended up dropping out of college. I went straight into sales. So I feel like that's why, they mentioned I have my sales background because, like, I've done it my whole life. Like, I built my career doing that. And so I feel like that's where my portion came into is, being able to talk to people, get, like, their story and have some interest in it as well.
Mr. David?
Me? Go way back or?
Just a little brief,
No, so I grew up on totally different side of the town from Mikey, so not too bad, not too good.
But all Fresno grown?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fresno raised, yeah.
Luis?
Not born, but
I was born in Guadalajara, and I was there for at least 7 years, 7, 8 years.
But go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
I was born in Ventura County, in Ventura.
Ooh.
But I moved here when I was like 1, so I'm from Fresno.
Yeah.
Yeah, so growing up, 2-parent household. My parents divorced like when I was like 3, 4. So my mom always told me like, oh, when you grow up, you're going to buy me a house. When you grow up, I want a restaurant. Like, she always, like, put stuff like that in my head. And I used to love selling chocolates. So I had, like, that entrepreneur spirit.
You had the hustle in you.
Yeah, I tell the story a couple of times. So when I would sell chocolates for school, I'd had the time of my life. So I started doing it, like, outside of school. So I would go to Costco or Sam's Club, buy the little packs of chocolate, and go sell them for $1. And one time, this one guy gave me $1.50 instead of $1, and that blew up my mind. Like, I was like, why would you overpay for something? But so I always had that in me, but I was always like, I was always quiet. Like, I really didn't talk too much. So I went into the path of like truck driving. So I went to a local beer distributor here, and then I went to long haul. But when I was doing long haul, I was always listening to audiobooks on business, sales, and that just like opened up my mind into real estate, business. Again, the restaurants. I always wanted to do a restaurant. And I quit truck driving, went into door-to-door sales, learned how to like connect with people like right away. But I was never like the best salesman. I was just really good at hooking people. So at a team, when I was doing door-to-door sales, I would knock the doors, hook the people, and then one of my friends, he would come and he would like close the deals. And doing that, like I was killing it. But then I started a business. Sadly, like I kept going negative, and
things weren't going right.
Then I became best friends with Mikey, and boom, this happened.
Amazing.
It's crazy because what do you think got you so good at networking?
I think maybe door-to-door sales. It just took the scare away from me, because I would knock doors and I didn't know if someone was gonna pull out a gun. Be friendly, be mad, like you. Like
and you being brown.
I had a door slammed on me when I used to do door-to-door sales. That was I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too, but where I was at, I was kind of like scamming people. So I don't want to do this, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just that door-to-door sales, like it got that scare out of me. So they would always say like for every 100 people, like you'll sell one. So I just have that mentality. Just I hit up a bunch of people, and out of the 100, someone's gonna fucking come. It just so happens that all the big people are saying yes to us. So
I'm gonna go maybe a little graphic, but my story begins, or I'm gonna try to make it fast. But basically, I was born in Guadalajara, kind of sort of raised because I was there 7-8 years. The story is that we came here because my older sister had many operations. I think it was like over 30 in her throat. She was one of the first survivors of the tumors that she had in her throat. And the first time we came here, they said they were like solved, whatever. And we went back to Guadalajara and had to come back because they weren't. The other story was that my family was involved in activity, and a lot of them were getting killed.
Allegedly. No, let's just say allegedly, all right?
Allegedly. And so I came here, and you asked like how my character was made, and I feel like part of it was kind of exactly that. Coming as not an immigrant, but a person that was from a different culture, from a different race into this culture, it was very difficult in elementary school because for me, being put into a environment that wasn't mine or that I was put always aside, kind of messed with me because I always thought like I'm as good as anybody here. Like, why am I being put aside? So that always kicked in a sort of different mentality for me to be able to just like kind of always had to prove myself, you know?
Yeah.
And anything that I've ever done, I've always kind of had that sort of mentality where it's not proving it to anybody, but it's proving it to myself that I'm always able to strive in anything that I do. And I've gone through many stages throughout my life where that's been the case. Even like in high school, I felt like, or even middle school, I felt like I wasn't the cool kid because I came from that background. And I was like, man, like I know that I got it in me. So like high school for me was great because like I was able to, like, I don't know how to describe it, just be the guy that had the girls, party and all that sort of good stuff. And
you were the good-looking guy, huh?
Yeah, I guess. But the thing is that drove me
to... What a beauty.
But even that life brought me to a really bad spot where my life at home wasn't good. Like, I grew up around a lot of poverty in the area that I was at. So, like, that life was good for a moment. But then, like, growing up in the environments I grew up in here, it was bad because I had, like, friends that were getting related. Like, their lives were, like, completely terrible. Like, if I tell you some of their stories, it's just like mine looks not that bad, you know. But even the whole my life was bad. Like my parents divorced at my freshman year. There was home violence and all that sort of stuff. Like I abused drugs. Like I went through a lot of mental problems, and that went all through high school. I mean, not all through high school, but like kind of my senior year. Yeah. So I was able to again strive from those sort of situations. You were able to bounce back. Mm-hmm. And even after high school, I was looking kind of like at an abyss because that was kind of like the worst time of my life where I had to really strive out of that situation because like everything was catching on fire around my life around that time. Like everything was just going downhill quick, and like I felt at that time that if I didn't make something happen like now and quick, like I wasn't gonna make it out because it was just too many things going wrong. And even that sort of situation, I was able to come out through. And, you know, from there, it was just up, man. Like, once I became fully independent, I think that around when I was 18, I wasn't living by myself until, like, I was 20, but, like, I was able to live in my own apartment, begin my first business with Airbnb, have a career in the technical field, and to having other accomplishments, like being able to travel, buy the cars that I wanted, like, just being able to do that sort of stuff has been like a huge thing for me. Yeah. So that's just a brief. Hopefully that was fast. That's amazing. And FYRFILMS, Luis, David, Alvarez, and then Mike on the mic. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. It just like it's like, all right, people, calm down. We got people in the back, settle down. But
we're actually on a live, set right now.
So that's amazing. That not to go too deep because I could go deep too. And then you guys coming from your guys' background, from your guys' unique, the way you guys grew up to be, it's like, Luis, I appreciate you for being here. David, I know it's like
David, not too much.
You know, no, no. I'm saying like David. It's like you came, like you said, like your mom. You grew up with the mindset where it's like, oh, I gotta do this for my mom. I gotta buy this for my mom, right? So it's like that mentality kind of helped you to be the person you are. To where like owning 2 businesses, or is it,
No more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like owning 2 businesses,
Yeah, so
but for some reason,
I had a bounce house, like a party rental.
yes,
Then I had the trash.
the cleaning services, yeah.
And then we were gonna start a restaurant, and that's how. Well, we met each other, but that's how we connected again.
And technically, we're trying to make rights to the next business.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So
And now we're working on like maybe a marketing.
yeah. So it's like, you guys see the setup. Obviously, the viewers can't see it, but you guys now can. I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of, what do you say, YouTubers. So that's where I get my, like, I guess,
Your ideas?
my ideas from. Yes. I'm 33 years old, right? So I grew up on Cholo Adventures. I don't know if you guys grew up on
Yeah.
Cholo Adventures. Super Ego. Who was it? Do you guys know Josh Leva?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Josh Leva? No?
No.
Josh Leva. Do you know his brand?
He has the I don't even know what it's called, but it's like
It's Salud.
there you
Yeah.
go.
I have it actually somewhere
The
here.
Cholo Adventures, that's the guy that's like working out.
It's the buff guy.
The buff guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's the little dude with the mustache and he has the headband?
Oh, that's dude, that's
What's his name? He's
I
like, "All right, we're
forgot,
gonna-"
but I know who
he's
you're
like, "Show 'em
talking
how
about.
down here with your homies. He's like doing a workout.
Oh, dude, it's like
He
right
drives the
here.
bike. He drives the bike.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has his socks
But-
all the way up. He's a down ass fool.
He's a that's
But enough of them. They have already too much. They're
Too much
influencers at this point. But it's like, I grew up on them, right? And then that's who I feel like I get my character from. So it's like when I'm in front of the camera, you could see a lot of like the OGs, YouTubers. I guess they weren't called influencers back then, but YouTubers. That's who I see myself as.
that's like who you kind of grew up in, kind of like mirrored off of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. Who else? Who else could I say?
Ryan Higa? Do you guys know?
Ryan Higa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
him.
one of the first ones to make content. Like I've been a YouTube baby since the very beginning of it, you know. So
Yeah.
seeing like Ryan, he's like
Ryan Higa. Yeah.
very first, man. Like the first ones to go viral to make like I guess what we
Even
could call now
his
memes.
edits were crazy.
Yeah.
Like at the
exactly.
end, like his peak,
Mhm.
not like the rawness, but the peak. It was amazing.
Did you watch those videos of how to be a ninja?
Yeah.
And
And then the ones where he goes like super deep.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, when he goes from one thing to another and then he just like spirals to a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
I think
Come
I
on,
have
guy.
seen though. He's like how to do this, how to do that, or how
Yeah.
to do this.
Well, that's how Cholo Adventure started, right? Like I
Yeah.
think they
Super
got
raw.
inspiration from that too.
That's funny. What are some of your questions that you like think like since you do a podcast, like how do other people do it, or like how many podcasts do you normally have, like a month or every other? Because I think you said this is the first podcast of the year.
No, well, I try to do one every month, right? So I talked to a couple of people where like, okay, we're gonna bring you in, but it's just like the scheduling. The scheduling, like this is the whole thing for me. Is like, my schedule needs to match my guest schedule. You know what? So it's like that's why it took so long for us to come in because, like for me,
4 months.
yeah. So for me, I want things to be organic. Like I don't want to pressure anything. It's like, oh, I want you right now. Like next week we're gonna do it. Cause that's just like, it doesn't work for me. That's not my thing. You know. So it's like I want you to come, feel comfortable, feel welcome, right? And I want you to feel like, okay, like this is not like a setup. This is not, okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to talk about this and this and this. I want you to come with who you are and what you have going on right now.
So anybody listening, if you want to be in between pods, hit them up, man.
Yeah, and then the whole between pods is to bring in people, especially if they if you have something going on. Let me know. You want to come in, sit down in front of the cameras, behind the mic, just come in and we'll talk about it, you know? Like you guys, I feel like you guys are doing amazing. Again, glazing you guys for a long time now. I seen you work.
You've actually seen us work.
Yes.
We appreciate the love, man.
No, I mean,
no, bro, it means a lot.
Something that I could add before we go any further. Remember that 1 week where we had like 4 or 5 episodes in 1 week?
Yeah,
oh
bro,
my
that
God,
was crazy.
killer,
it was
bro.
too
Like,
much.
Yeah, it was too much.
It felt like too much because it was like every day that week, either we filmed a pod or we had something scheduled. And then in our minds, we're like, cool, we're going to have, in this 1 week, we're going to have the next, like, and at one point we did have like the next 4 weeks already recorded.
But, yeah.
We
Oh,
had
okay.
to edit and everything, but man, it was exhausting, and we all still work full time. You know, we all still have to put in all this other work outside of it, so it was a lot. For Luis was definitely overworked.
Oh, okay. Dude, I'm a workhorse. Like I won't go to sleep. Like just with what I do with video editing and my job, like, dude, like I'm just a workhorse. Like whenever we need to get things done, I don't care about sleep. I just do it.
Okay, so my next question is like, how, for your guest, how do you guys take that in? Like I'm gonna say a couple names right at the bat because like we're in the moment, right? So I'm gonna say MC Wicks, Anthony Tacos. Who else? Oh my God.
MC Wicks, local legend.
Yes.
We have nothing but respect. Anthony Tacos, absolutely a lot of respect. They gave us a chance. Really, when we were at the very beginning, there was no reason for them to. Our prediction was barely starting to be something.
Yeah.
And they gave us a chance.
It's like, okay, like I said 2 names, right? So go ahead. You guys know better than I do. Go name your like those guests that you like. Whoa, like they were here with us. Like
I would say that the first one was Anthony's Tacos, and you know, shout out to David, got connected with them, and like you said, our page looked like trash at the time. Like we're barely figuring things out. I think that episode, for the first time, we kind of pulled it all together, I would say.
The FYRFILMS button was barely getting pressed.
Yeah, and I remember during that pod, though, bro, I was so nervous. Like, for me, that was, like, a huge pod, or, like, our first big pod. You know, they have a really good presence in the community. They're doing really great stuff, and their content looks really good. Yeah, and I remember I was barely, we barely started the pod, and Bianca, she was like, yeah, I'm so glad like that we're on this pod. She's like, every pod always asks us the same things, and so like I'm excited to see what you guys ask me. And that's like right before, and we had a plan basically to do what every other pod had done. So we had to call on Audible, and I remember during the pod we're talking, and then like, you know, we were just like all smiling at each other, and then Anthony's like, hey bro, you good? I was not good, bro. I was not good. But
it's because it was just a group of friends who just happened to start something, and then almost immediately it just catches on fire. And then every moment after that has been incredible. I mean, we talk about the episodes, but all the backstories and like during the MC Wicks video that day, or the day of, or everything after, man. Like what a ride.
Yeah,
so
it's like,
how do you guys soak it in though? Like there's been so many amazing people, like big people. Like how do you guys? Like, I watch your guys' episodes. So I'm like, how are these guys soaking it in? Like these are amazing people. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I think the thing is, every time we run into somebody big, I always tell them, remember, we're not fans. Like they're here to talk to us. let's build a connection. Like,
Yeah.
I always tell Mikey, remember, we're not fans. Like, I think that's a big part about networking. Like, you're not coming up to them as a fan, but you're coming up to them as you're bringing like value to them. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's not gonna go viral, we're giving them some content. So,
And we
I
are
think-
super appreciative of their time and friendships.
Most definitely.
But definitely, like, we also want to give them a sort of value, you know?
Yeah.
I think we celebrate a little bit, like, you know, they come in, we film the pod, they take off, and then we're like, damn, you know, sometimes we're like, bro, that's crazy. We're dabbing each other up.
So that's at the end of the podcast, right? Like,
It's
the episode's done. The episode's done recording. They take off, and then that's when you guys
and
are
then
like,
that's when we celebrate.
yeah,
That's when
okay,
we
that's
celebrate. We're like,
amazing.
yeah.
Or
dude, that's crazy.
even before or after, there's always there's been backstories to like episodes with
Ye-
Sam. I mean, he's
Yeah,
been an
that was-
incredible guest.
Oh,
he's been
yeah,
on,
Sam.
he's been on 3 times, and every time he shows up, he's like a storyteller, man.
Yeah.
Like, every single time.
Well, that's
Like, I don't know if
that's
you
your
saw the
last
grumpy-
one, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
with
know
the
if you saw the Grumpy Burger Lady episode.
yeah. Well, I commented, and I got off work, and I seen you guys' post, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm like, oh shoot, this looks good. So I'm like, I'm gonna go over there. It was like 7 p.m. So I'm like, oh, man,
They closed
they're
at
only
3.
10 to like 3 p.m. It's like, well, that sucks, you know. But I mean, they know the business, so they know how to work the
I think in
the
that
hours.
area too. It's
The
like
area?
in downtown, most stuff are just they're kind of like
Yeah.
specialty, and then they all kind of close a little bit early. It seems like, but
Yeah, downtown they cater a lot to like the downtown people. Like,
Yeah.
just lunch and that's it. I
Mm,
But
think in what is it, Chinatown?
yeah.
There's what is it, Chef Paul? Or something
Chef
like that?
Paul's.
Yeah, he has the same schedule kind of, and he's always selling out too. Like, it's just
They're just
lunchtime and
open.
that's it.
They're done, and boom. It's like same with Anthony's Tacos. They're only open 3 hours. They sell out. They're done as well.
Mm.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy because we really didn't know what this was going to turn into when we started it. You know, it went from, you know, hey, it'd be cool to have a podcast, to maybe one day it'll get monetized, to, you know, build our network here in Fresno, to people opening their doors to
Yeah.
us, to giving us opportunity, you know, to Luis freaking crushing it with all the video editing and doing all that stuff. I mean,
That's
getting to go
why-
film for, you know, artists. Just this year, I got to interview 310 Baby, Pilo. You know, I got to interview
Black
Black
Sea.
Sea, RBL Posse, you know, 2 times already. Got to film for the game, you know,
Coyote.
met Too Short, DJ Quick.
Oh, the one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's opened up a lot of doors for us. So in those moments, we're like, man, like we
So you guys do take like a second to look back and be like, damn, right?
I would say so.
Right.
Or I'm with my girl. I'm like, can you believe this? Like, you know?
That's insane. So
I'm still too busy to.
yeah,
recollect.
you just like on to the next, on
But
to the
then,
next.
yeah, that's
huh?
the thing. It's like right after that happens, well, then we if we want to keep the momentum going, then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what comes next as well. So it's an ongoing thing. But we take our time, and sometimes, and we're like, man, that's crazy. We did all this. All right, so now how are we gonna keep on going? How are
Yeah.
we gonna?
How
you
can
know,
you
push
match
that needle?
that? Huh?
I think the craziest one was Boss Life, because that was like so random. Like,
That was.
Yeah,
No,
shout out to you,
yeah.
bro, for bringing us in.
And then my other thing that I was gonna say is like, opportunities come, right? And if like I came to you, right, to Luis, and I'm like, oh, I have this gig for you. I'm like, I seen your work, I love it. I want you to come and do this for me. And then he took the opportunity, and then that's when obviously David saw, and he took that opportunity to make the next move. So that's, I mean, like,
I'm
when
huge.
opportunities come, you just have to take them.
I'm huge, and they know me. Like, I always talk myself off about that, where it's always seeing opportunity in front of you, right?
Yeah.
I talk for, like, if they let me run, I just run. But it's just like I see opportunity everywhere, and then I try to go for what makes sense. And like you said,
It
like
feels right. Yeah.
He's seen that opportunity, and now and now it's like
It's just cool, giving those opportunities to keep expanding. And, when we got connected with him, it's funny because I told you a little bit, but I remember we're there, we're filming for the quince, and David's like, hey, like, this dude, that's Boss Life. And I'm like, no, that's not him.
As soon as he walked in, I saw him.
Did you?
I saw him too, and he looked
That's
super
him
familiar.
networking right there. Hustling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we're like, we didn't know exactly. And Dave was like, let's go. And I'm kind of like, nah, bro, like, we're kind of here being professional, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right time.
Respect, yeah.
And David's like, I'm going to go talk to him. You want to go? And I'm like, all right, damn it. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
After that was
literally
history.
that next Monday, that was on a Saturday. That Monday, we filmed a pod with him.
Yeah.
That pod, we're kind of keeping it in the archives.
Yeah.
I have a little trailer. I don't know if I should drop it. I don't know what you guys think. If I should drop that
Ooh,
trailer.
exclusive. Nah.
Yeah, that's trailer.
exclusive. Do you have exclusive, Brian? Like the exclusive?
Yeah.
No,
exclusive,
no,
exclusive.
no.
I don't. I just have the plot.
No, but
I just have the people in the back.
Yeah, but just going off of that, and then we were able to build a connection with him. We filmed two times with him already, and we got a pod that should drop this Friday.
Exclusive.
Valentine's.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
You heard it. You heard it here first.
it's a great pod. So you guys should definitely.
And-
check it
Oh,
out.
I'm definitely tuning in.
And to
Yes.
mention, we have also done videos with him that have hit, like, I think there's
On
two
Facebook,
videos
on
on Facebook.
Facebook.
There was
Yeah.
like two of them that together they're like 300,000 views.
Sheesh.
Well, it's cool, man. It's cool seeing the
He's
behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
cool,
guy.
man. He's a super cool guy. Shout outs to Boss Life for sure. for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, it's cool seeing all the behind the scenes, like how they film it, how they interact, and like we went to Yard House with him one time. And there's like people that recognize him, so it was kind of gave us like a glimpse into like what it takes to be that, and then how ready he is, just to film and have the ideas. And
Once he sees like a small chance of okay, let's make content.
Yeah.
It's there, and then that's he's always on his hustle.
On
you
the
know?
go, yeah.
Luis
Dang.
did a vlog for him too, so we don't know if he's gonna drop that, but
Okay,
hopefully
so
he
that's
does,
on
but it
his
was-
end. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we
nice.
just sent it to him. We're not gonna drop it on
Yeah.
our end, or we
Yeah.
don't have plans to. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it was pretty cool.
So that's one big name. What's
I think Sam is another big name, which we already mentioned.
yeah,
Sam,
Sam.
another moment we didn't. I mean, we kind of did talk about it, but the Mike.ON.THE.MIKE and Sam moment before it, Taco Throwdown, I thought
Yeah.
that was massive. To me, that was the next big moment where I was like, wait, we have the creators of a whole Chichansi event
Yes.
here at the podcast,
One of the biggest too.
and
Uh,
then some of our reels.
It's
were
Sam and
getting
who?
Mike
Mike
Oz.
Oz,
My gosh,
He
shout out
does,
to them. Shout out to them
the
for
Fresno
sure.
Street Eats.
Yes.
Yeah, MIKE.ON.THE.MIKE, Fresno Street Eats, and then Sam is FTK. He actually worked with Kanye. So
Oh yeah,
his
yes.
stories are crazy, bro. Like he's a Fresno legend, really like
Sure.
bringing the culture to
You-
Fresno and influencing it and bringing it all
Storyteller.
together.
The
Yeah.
way,
he's
well,
thrown some
because
crazy events.
I seen where he's talking about like bringing the Latino, like, oh, how can we do like, oh, let's do a taco throwdown. It's like, what? Like, and what's his background? Do you guys know?
He's from the Bay, but I think his family's from Fresno or Visalia. But he's from 559. He mentions it all the time.
So no Latino background on him, right?
Not that
And
we
he
know.
just gives that support to the Latino community.
He just
he's part
loves
of
the culture, bro.
He's part of the Fresno culture. He is the
Oh,
Fresno culture.
yes.
You know.
I
Okay.
would say he's kind of curated a lot of it from, bringing all this different stuff. He's had a different, bunch, because he's like a really big collaborator almost, right? He says he has his background, and then whatever he's not an expert in, he'll go and
He'll get
collab with
somebody,
different
yeah.
people. Like that's what he did with Grumpy Burger Lady as
He's
well.
dope, man. He's always creating.
I actually wanted to try that honey, the HH. It was the honey.
The hot honey.
Hot
Hennessy.
honey.
Yeah, that seemed. How was that?
Really,
Great,
really
great,
good,
great.
dude.
It has a good taste of those three things. The honey, it
The
has
Hennessy?
like a hint. The Hennessy and the apple cider.
Apple cider. Okay.
But it blends in good together. Like I'm sad that he's not gonna have that or the 7-layer dip burger again. Until I don't know until next year or something like that. But
Okay.
The 7 layers bomb.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy because I feel like he is like, I don't know if he would consider himself a foodie or something, but he pairs those things perfectly. Like even when you think about like when he told me about the honey Hennessy, right? I was thinking like honey Jack Daniels, and that is not it. But it was not sweet. It's not thick. It was like perfect. So then I trusted him, right? And then he came out with, well, he had done it before, but he did the Jive Turkey, which was a turkey quesadilla, or basically with the hot honey sauce as like instead of the consume.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, that sounds
Quick
crazy.
and quick background. He did
Yeah.
it with Premio Mayor, which is like the all-time leading winners of the taco throwdown. So they're big.
Who was
They,
it?
Premio Mayor.
Premio Mayor.
Premio Mayor.
I
Yeah.
think her name's Bianca.
Yeah.
Bianca.
Yeah.
They won so many times that they're just judges at this point. They
And
don't
he did the
even-
collab with them to do the turkey taco.
the turkey tacos,
Damn.
and that to me, and I tried it, and they were bomb, huh? You guys,
yeah,
you
they're,
guys liked
they're
them too.
fire. Yeah.
And then he talked about the 7-layer burger, and we're like, even me, I'm like, that sounds crazy, but
What is a 7-layer burger for the people that don't know?
So imagine the great tasting nachos, and you pair that with the burger that's also good tasting, and then you put them together gratefully, and then that's what you got.
It's because like a 7-layer dip, you know, to have your beans. You could go ground beef, cheese, sour cream, pico,
Olive.
guac,
Damn.
like. But it was in a burger, and then he served it on top of these like hint of lime chips.
So you guys got to.
We got to try it. And I was the only one that got it, but then we all tried it. Like I just cut it because we were like, let's
Dude,
try it
7
out,
layers
you know.
crazy.
And then also, well, they all tried a different burger from Grumpy Burger.
Oh,
They-
okay.
To get a variety
Yeah.
of the restaurant.
And they were like, man, I wish I would have got this burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If I would have gone back, I would have gotten that one for sure. And that's not to glaze anybody. It's just like, hey, that was just good.
It was. It's just interesting. It's like same thing. Like when you bit into it, it was huge, you know. And that to me kind of throws me back. I gotta shout out to K Rich too.
Please.
Yeah, no, K Rich was a big connection for us, and then everybody in his circle is really cool. But I guess the reason I thought of K Rich with that, because like when you bite into the burger, it was like an explosion of flavors. And then we did Hot Girl Halloween, and then K Rich took us to this pizza spot. It's called Tandoori Pizza. It was my first time ever trying Indian food, but I remember they have like these different pizzas there. I don't know if you guys have ever tried them.
Before anything, shout out to K Rich, man. That dude's
Shout
been thank you. That dude's been a real one, and we have had some interactions with him, and he's just like, when you see him do his stuff,
He's a real one. Yeah.
yeah. Like he's a DJ, and when I was part of like the editing team that did the Taco Throwdown video. And we were on the phone, and this dude's just insane with how well he knows everything. Like he's just
Well, shoot, K Rich. I think I heard in on the radio, right?
Yeah.
B95.
So
He
it's
used to
like,
be on B95. I don't know if he ever did.
should I bleep that or what? Nah.
Well, he's
Nah.
doing his own thing. It's all a part of his story.
Yeah.
I don't know, how much. I think most people know that he used to be a part of B95.
Yeah.
But he's doing great, doing his own thing, and he actually built a media team for his Hot Girl Halloween, and we got connected with that and their community, and that's how we met like Stunna. We've met Eli. We've met Ben. I know David's known a few of them, but all super supportive. Everything. I'm like, shout out to Eli too, because he
Shout
hit
out
us
my boy
up,
Stunna.
and shout out Stunna. Eli hit us up. And he was like, hey, give us your logo. We want to put you on our page for like content creators.
Yeah.
And so the community has been super, welcoming with open arms and everything.
So another one that I just thought about is like Raza Golf. That's a big one too, right?
Mm-hmm. David's been a huge part with our involvement with them.
Because where are they originally from? Are they from like
He's
LA.
From LA.
LA? Okay. Because like after I seen that episode, I followed the Instagram page. So he's like he's doing very well for himself and for his brand, which is called, is it Raza Golf or Golf Raza? Raza Golf, right?
Yeah.
So he's been in Texas, he's been in LA, of course, and then he's coming, right?
Yeah, so he's probably traveled, but his tournaments have been in LA. I
Yeah.
think 2 years in a row. This year, I think it's gonna be like in August, but in LA. But he wants to start a tour, so we're starting in Fresno. After that, I think they're going to Nevada, maybe going to Texas,
Jeez.
Chicago. They're just going all over the place. But starting in Fresno, 'cause
Yeah.
they're close, and then I guess it's a trial run.
Yeah.
But
A hot spot.
yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be tough.
I'm hoping, but nothing but success for the Fresno one right here, because I know a lot of a lot of Latinos that play golf. So hopefully, like, that's why, I mean, I posted on my personal and on my BetweenPodz just to make sure, like, if somebody sees it and they're interested, they can just always sign up and go for it. Because, like, it's like he said, it's like bringing that Latino community into the golf where it was like once upon a time not even thinkable. It's crazy to me. So that's why, like, I kind of like support that a lot. And
Right.
for like now these times with what's going on with like the Latino community, what's going on right now, and it's just like it's amazing that what's his name? I don't want to butcher his name.
It's
but
Ruben.
Ruben.
Ruben?
And, yeah, Raza Golf is going to be a unique event to bring the whole Latino community together in a special way, and it's going to be the one of a kind for the first time here in the Fresno County.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it, and hopefully many people are as well, and we want to encourage everybody to come.
Yeah, whether
sure.
you're a beginner or you're an expert, we want everybody to come on now. It's going to be a 16-hour event for the culture. You know, we're going to have bandas, we're going to have mechanical bulls, food, all you can
DJs.
drink, cigars. I mean, it's going to be a whole day out on the course from 8 in the morning till midnight, bro. So it's
And I
definitely going to be a party for sure.
I think they just announced it either today or yesterday. We're gonna have low riders out there too. So it's gonna
Damn.
be like the whole Chicano. So we're gonna have like old school music, local Fresno people. I'm trying to get as many local people on there. I already got one of my buddies on there, but he's gonna be a grupo. So live music the whole day from 8 to 12,
Nice.
the whole time. But we're gonna do a little mini event. What is this? February 22nd. If anybody wants to go to that, hit us up. It's gonna be, what is it? The golf.
It's
range?
a golf range or a driving range, I guess they would call it, at Riverside Golf Course. Hopefully you can make
Riverside?
it out with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna want to do like a content day,
Heck yeah.
networking, have some drinks, just have a good time.
I'll make
Gonna
sure to be
from-
there.
from
Yeah.
12 to 3, and then just hit us up and we'll put you guys on the list.
Sure, I'll pay the ticket just for support, you know?
No ticket, just buy alcohol.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
For everybody that likes alcohol, you know?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
show up and have a good time, man, for
And
sure.
if you guys want, we like alcohol, so you could buy some alcohol.
Hey, tap in. No.
Tap in.
Can you guys name the number of guests you guys had in Grizzly Talk? Or did you guys just like...
I think we're at 21 episodes.
We're getting close to the 20th episode, and the only one that we have had multiple times is Sam. But other
Yeah,
than that, it's just
shout
been
out
straight
him,
guests.
yes.
I think we've had, I don't know how many guests we've had. We have, what is it, 18?
Yeah, like
18?
about 17, 18
About?
minimum.
We have one podcast that never came out, and we're trying to refilm it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everyone's came out.
So, like I said, off and on the camera, I love the guests. I love what you guys are doing. That was 2024, right? You guys started, you guys are pretty much brand new at this point as well. You guys grown so much, experienced so much, learned so much, guys. Shouts to you guys again. I see it from a screen. I'm on the bleachers seeing you guys have this success, right? So I just want you to guys, I know you guys don't take it for granted, but I just want you guys to feel how much I feel it for you guys. I want you guys to keep going, you know? So it's like, what's 2025 Grizzly Talk? What's there? What for the viewers, you know? Like, what's next? You guys are, I feel like you guys are big enough, like with all these connections, all the people that you guys, all these guests. What's next for Grizzly Talk, guys?
So 2025 is for me, it's the year of stepping stones into being a culture hub. We want to be we want to be the reference of Fresno in terms of bringing everybody together and making content together, and that sort of a thing. We want to keep growing and becoming better at what we do. Even individually, myself, like I'm into the video production with my FYRFILMS page, and all those collabs, like just making sure that we're all growing in our sections to be able to become a hub of Fresno, to be able to push the, I wouldn't say culture because that's already there, but the kind of like the conversation, just being a hub for content and that sort of a thing.
Yeah, I think, being the connectors here in Fresno and somewhere, hopefully we have plans, we definitely need to get there, but we want to maybe even have like a warehouse to where we can have the podcast studio
like
there.
a whole production.
Yeah, we can have a photography studio there. We can have a lounge area where we can even host networking events. And, if people want to come and film content with us or, just connect everybody here in Fresno, I think that would be a big dream. But other than that, I think just keep the momentum going, keep the collaborations coming, and then just develop ourselves more. Like I want to develop as a better podcast host and grow in other areas of my life, and like I know Luis, he's getting better and better every day with, his videography, and, he's crushing it. And David is like opening up all these doors for us to keep on running with.
Yes, sir.
Everything
David
that we're
working.
doing. Yeah. David laid a lot of the path out for us, a lot of the foundations for us to even make any of this possible, just with his natural ability to connect with people and
My vulnerability.
his vulnerability.
There you
Yeah, exactly. But it's
And that's the end goal. Is if we could have like you said, a warehouse where it's just a content house where we could produce a lot for the culture of Fresno and become the content hub. That's our end goal. I mean, or our end goal pretty much, because I don't see anything better than that to me, in my eyes.
Yeah, we can rent, so more people can do like podcast segments and things like that, and maybe have a network, and then, I know we have some business ideas to come hopefully to fruition. It's crazy, we've never talked about this other than between the three of us, but we have some plans to keep on going.
Yeah, this year I'm pushing them hard.
Heck yeah.
Luis just came back from his vacation. I'm just letting him settle down. And
happy birthday, right? It was your birthday? Yeah. And then was it your birthday too?
Yeah.
When was it?
On
was
the
it
15th? Last
January or December?
January. Yeah.
Oh, what about when's your birthday?
July 31st.
We're all Capricorn right here. What's
When's your birthday?
The 16th. January? Yeah.
Oh, bro, right after me, bro.
Yeah.
Happy late birthday, bro.
Thank you, man.
Happy
Thank you. 33.
birthdays to you guys.
Yeah.
So what are you? What's your sign?
My sign?
Yeah.
Like gangbanging?
No.
It's I'm a Leo.
Leo, okay.
No,
Let me see your socks, fool.
How down are you really, huh?
Damn, you're down.
I'm not that down.
Not right now?
Not like, especially not me.
Luis used to be down as fuck. He used to have his socks all the way up here.
Oh, like,
Las
those
medias.
are his soccer.
The medias.
The media? That's funny.
No, yeah, but I'm just I've pitched the idea a little bit, but this year I want to do like shit ton of content, like guest after guest after guest. I don't know if we're there yet, but that's definitely what I'm trying to do.
You guys already, I feel like you guys are already there.
And maybe not guest after guest, but just content, like dropping 3. My goal is 5 times a week.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on Instagram, every fucking day.
Anything you get? Any shout outs? Anything you guys want to put out? Because like how you said, like you never talked about what like you guys wanted to do. It's putting it into the universe. They call it manifesting, which is always good, and that's what I kind of fall into, where like you say to manifest, right? So I feel like when you saying that right now, saying it into existence, into the world, that's good energy you're giving out, and it's coming back to you as well. So it's like Anything else? Anything that I might have missed? Anything that you guys want to get off your chest? Any shout outs? Anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, I would just say, again, thank you to everybody that has supported us. Thank you to everybody that has come onto our podcast and has collaborated with us, given us the opportunity because, we started this. We had no idea what direction it was going to take, but through, everybody that we've met, and we've met some great people, really give thanks to you guys because it's made this all possible, and we want to keep running with it. So thanks again to everybody that's believed in us and gave us an opportunity. And I would also say, thank you to these guys as well because, like you said, doing something like this, it looks easy, but once you get into it, all of our skills is done. And, I freaking love these guys right here. And I'm not happy, doing it with anybody else. So
I share the
shout out
exact.
to you guys.
He couldn't have said it any better. I think that we go with what he said.
What he said, yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Thanks to all the supporters. Everybody has made this happen. And shout out to you guys, you two that have been putting work in day out for not just days, not just weeks, but months. And hopefully we can make something great happen,
Yes, sir.
I'm not really much of a talker, but what they said.
Oh, okay, okay.
No,
thank
but,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you to these guys. Like, we wouldn't have got here without. I wouldn't have got here without them. I'm definitely not an editor. I'm not a talker. Like, I can maybe connect some people, but what's that good if you don't have a team,
Oh.
So
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Grizzly Talk.
shout out to Anthony's Tacos for sure, because I think after them, like, everything just went.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for taking your time. And go ahead.
Grizzly Talk podcast, BetweenPodz. Guys, thank you.
Collaboration. Mike on the mic. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
David Alvarez F.
And my name's Caesar. This is BetweenPodz, where you come to us, where you're waiting on your favorite show to upload. Thank you, guys. Oh,
Let's go,
my God.
man. Thanks again, bro.
FYRFILMS.
FYRFILMS in the building.